Update 4 on Super Typhoon Nepartak, which we believe is now a Category 5 typhoon with winds of 165 miles an hour estimated and a pressure of 910 millibars. We came to this conclusion through our cloud top satellite intensity method. It's moving northwest at 18 miles per hour and its position is 18 degrees north, 131.8 degrees east. Officially still only a 150 mile per hour storm, though we believe it is much stronger than that at this stage. Either way, it's going to be an extremely severe storm wherever it goes, and we feel right now that it could be going towards the southernmost islands of Japan and indeed northernmost Taiwan. So those two locations are really under our microscope right now as places that could see the full force of this storm. China may also be at risk, as might the Korean Peninsula by the end of the week. So let's take a look at how we expect the storm to progress over the course of the next 5 days. Looking at local time here, Wednesday, the storm's still churning towards the islands. Then into Thursday is when it all begins to deteriorate in those southernmost Japanese islands and north of Taiwan. It will weaken substantially, we expect, between those Japanese islands and an eventual Chinese landfall on Friday. And then passing near Shanghai and moving out back over the East China Sea and then towards the Korean Peninsula over the weekend, where it will probably turn post-tropical. So serious issues on the way potentially if it stays as strong as it's forecasted. Some models still saying a Category 5 landfall in Taiwan, which cannot be ignored. Sea surface temperatures 30 degrees plus all the way to Taiwan, and beyond that still warm enough all the way to Shanghai. Wind shear is possibly the only thing that will stop it. It is a little bit high in front of the storm. We feel one of the models in particular is actually hinting that it might reach Category 5 on 2 separate occasions, and looking at the wind shear there, it is quite possible. An eyewall replacement cycle here and there as well, you never know. There it is on the water vapour imagery, that's not an issue. So the storm's in a pretty favourable environment. So let's take a look exactly what it's been doing in the last few hours on the floater imagery, which thankfully is now back. We did have an outage for around 15 hours earlier today. This is how the storm's been progressing, moving towards the northwest. You can see a very well defined eye, pinhole style. The storm itself isn't particularly big, but you can certainly see the eye wall around the storm is looking very nice indeed. What you would expect from a Category 5 storm. Some people suggesting it's as high as 180 miles per hour. I don't personally subscribe to that, and that's why we've gone with 165 at the latest update. But regardless of that, it's a super typhoon and it's headed towards those islands, and that's going to be the biggest issue we'll face in the next few days. You can follow the storm on the tracking page of the website as well as things go on, and indeed on our SEWS page, SEWS, which is at the bottom of your screen there, which is doing hourly updates throughout the daylight hours here at Force 13 HQ, so stay tuned on there, I'll have the latest updates. 23 tropical storms have formed so far around the world storm-wise in 2016. 13 have become Category 1 typhoons or their equivalents. 7 Category 3 storms because Blaz has joined the club in the Eastern Pacific in the last hour or two. So 23 is still very nearly tied, actually it is, for slowest pace ever with 1979. If you missed it last time, 2015 to 16, Nepartak ended a nearly 200-day streak for no tropical storms at all in the Western Pacific. That's the 5th longest on record and the 2nd longest just on the contemporary record. You'd have to go back 99 years for a bigger one there, 224 days in 1917. You can follow Force 13 on any of its outlets, the website, force13.com and its forum. Also on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13, all in text. You can also add Fool 13 on Skype for tropical weather chat at any time, that's FOOL13. And you can stay up to date on the SEWS page, as I said earlier in the video, and also we may be doing some more video updates and live events as landfall or potential landfall draws nearer. That's all for now.